Just received a new package. Now, I'm pretty sure I know what's inside this box. Let's check it out. Okay, so let's open this one up. Oh, look at this. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. New headphones by Austrian Audio, the Hi-X65, and those are open back headphones. Okay, so let's open this one up. All right, so we have that carrying case, and I think we have something inside. Oh yeah, so the quick guide. Awesome. Okay, so this is what we get with these headphones. 2 cables, a short one and a longer cable, which is quite nice. The short one, the long one. It's always practical to have 2 different lengths of cables, you know. Sometimes you just want to use your headphones straight on your phone and on your computer, and having a short cable is always practical. Now, very nice pair of headphones, and this is the open back version of I guess the closed back that was the Hi-X65 that I actually reviewed on this channel. I'm going to leave the link on top and below. Now it's going to be time for me to try them out for the first time, actually, so let's do this. Now this is exciting. This is really my first time trying them out. So to plug the cable, very simple. Not sure if the focus is going to work here, but all right. So you just, plug that in and turn that briefly so it can lock itself in, which is cool. And again, those are over ears or over the ears headphones, so they surround the full ear, which is quite nice. It's very comfortable. Okay, pretty cool. Yeah, and this is cool with open back headphones because you can hear the surroundings. All right, so let me try these out. Very tight bass, nice mid-range, very cool image also. Yeah, I'm gonna say that they have very tight bass. I'm very impressed with the bass response of these open back headphones, and they sound, pretty flat, for the mid-range. The top end doesn't seem to sound very aggressive also. Very smooth. And I'm actually listening to a song that I mixed myself, so I know that song and the mix pretty well. Okay, so my first impressions are very positive. They sound great. So what I'm going to do next is to break them up, make sure I play a lot of music into the headphones, like for several hours, and then I'm going to mix with them, master with them, reference with them also to make sure I know them pretty well before the end of this video, which is going to be in a couple of weeks from now, like for my timeline anyways, but for you, it's going to be in a few seconds. But first, let's look at all the specs that we have with these headphones. Now I'm back 2 weeks later. Let's jump on the Austrian Audio website and look at the specs of the Hi-X65. Now those are actually pretty light, and now we're talking about a weight of 310 grams. And like we saw earlier, we have 2 detachable cables, one of 3 meters and the other one, a shorter one, at 1.2 meters long. Sensitivity goes up to 110 dB SPL. Impedance is at 25 ohms, which means that they are loud enough to be played out of a phone, an iPad, a computer, a laptop, whatever you use, you're going to be able to use them on any type of devices, which is actually very practical. The frequency range goes from 5 Hertz to 28 kilohertz. You can actually fold them, very easy to carry around, very solid build and comfortable. They look a lot like the Hi-X65 that I reviewed a year ago. So they practically have the same type of build, where you have like metal parts and you can, twist them around if you want to. They are not gonna break. I've been working with the Hi-X55 for more than a year now, and again, they're not even close to be damaged as far as the build goes, which is great. So that's the same for the Hi-X65. They are very comfortable also, so you can mix for several hours easily. Lightweight, like we saw in the specs, and they are over-ear headphones, meaning that the cushions will cover the full ear, which is quite nice. They are open back headphones opposed to the Hi-X65 that are closed back headphones. So the difference with open backs is the back of the headphones will let the sound through. Okay, so the sound will not be contained within the headphone itself, and basically it sounds more open. Maybe that's why they call that open back headphones. Now the big question, how good do they sound like? Now I've been mixing with them for the past 2 weeks. I've mixed a couple of songs with them and also mastered a couple of songs. In general, I love the sound that comes out of the Hi-X65. Now, when we're looking at the bass response, we are talking about a good bass definition. The bass is tight, punchy, and clean, not overhyped whatsoever. But if we look at the sub-bass frequencies, now the low end of the spectrum sounds present, but not as defined as the bass frequencies. But again, very well balanced for my needs anyways. Now for the mid-range, we have mids that are clean, forward, neutral, revealing, which is very important when mixing and mastering. So basically we have pretty much a flat and neutral mid-range, which is actually very good with these headphones. As far as the highs and top end goes, I noticed a slight lift. However, the highs sound very smooth, clear, and not harsh at all. When mixing with these headphones, I noticed some very good separation within the frequency range and also between all instruments I was mixing. Another very cool thing about these headphones is the detailed stereo image that you get, which sounds open, wide, but not too much so they don't get to the point of sounding unnatural. Very nice stereo image. Something else that I also like a lot about these headphones is the amount of detail that I'm getting. I was able to point out some very tiny little glitches and pops and clicks out of the recording I was mixing, and it was very easy afterwards just to edit them out, you know. And this is something that could be harder to point out with other types of headphones, but with these, since they are very clean and clear, the detail that you get is actually very impressive. Now, I don't have months of experience working with them, but the mixes I worked on using the Hi-X65 translated very well on other systems, so I was very happy with the results. Now, some of you are definitely going to ask me the question about how they compare to the Hi-X55 that I reviewed a year ago. Basically, I'm going to make this very quick. You're going to have better bass response with the Hi-X65 compared to the 55. The highs and top end are going to sound smoother also with the Hi-X65. Mid-range is going to be in the same ballpark. The build and look are the same. The Hi-X55 are closed back headphones. They are very good for recording as well on top of mixing. And the Hi-X65 are open back headphones, which are better for mixing and mastering. But in general, the Hi-X65 will sound a bit more natural, in my opinion. Now, as far as the price goes, for the Hi-X65, they go out at $420 US. If you want to check them out, I'm gonna leave the link down below. So there you go, my friends. Those are the Hi-X65 by Austrian Audio. Leave your comments and questions down below. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to share and to like and to also subscribe to the channel and click that notification bell. Until next time, take care and see you.